General Motors being assigned a junk-level credit rating by Fitch this week. It's the first assessment of the automaker since it left bankruptcy last year. Apparently, GM, which is greatly backed by the U.S. taxpayer, you and I own it, has heavily underfunded its pensions. Money well spent, huh? Well, it's time to let the Willis watchdogs out. Drew Feindling is an attorney in Atlanta. Connie Groot is a real estate agent out in Los Angeles. And Andrea Tanteros is a conservative columnist and Fox News contributor. Andrea, let's start with you.
Well, this isn't much of a surprise. I think we all knew this. The government gave GM $50 billion. They have a 61% stake. So I saw junk bond. That's a reflection of the Obama administration's handling of this whole deal. And in that actual Fitch report, it talked about how the new ruling class at GM barely has any experience in the auto industry. So, look, it's not a big surprise to me, but it was not money well spent.
Connie, this is really frustrating. I mean, this is our company, we own it, and it's, you know, it's not a good credit, frankly. What do you make of this story?
Well, you know, I actually am pulling for GM. I would like them to not only survive, I'd like them to thrive. We need to produce things in this country. That's what we're always talking about. Unfortunately, I think that the biggest enemy of this industry are the unions. And we have the same problem in California, and they need to get real. The private sector has done it. We have wages and benefits going like this up for union workers and going the opposite direction for private businesses and industry. So they need to get real in order to survive and to be around. So I certainly hope that happens.
Drew, do you blame the unions? Whose fault is it?
I think it's just a general perception. Look, it's a punch in the face. It's a sense of discomfort. I think General Motors has become your cousin Eddie that was in Chapter 13, and he seemingly did really well, and he calls you and says, hey, let's invest in a business together, and you go, crackle, crackle. I don't think I can hear you real well. Let me call you back, and you throw your cell phone away.
Right, I think
That's what's happened. Yep.
Except for the government didn't say
really
crackle,
what GM
crackle.
has become right now.
That's right. That's the problem. The government didn't say crackle, crackle, and now
They said, we're here to serve. I can hear you loud and clear, Cousin Eddie. How much do you need?
All right, so let's move on to the next story. The New York Post is reporting on a plan by the New York City Council that may require businesses, no matter how small, to offer paid sick days to their employees. Drew, can they get away with this? It seems like, good Lord, they're in the face of small businesses and big businesses, government deciding your employment policies. Is this not crazy?
Well, the problem is you got public sector stepping into private sector. You know, and as an attorney, we see it all the time in these massive federal investigations of private businesses where they eventually abandon the investigation when they realize, what are we doing butting into the private sector? And we see that again right here. You know, this is a time when we need to be encouraging small businesses to exist and to employ our citizens, not create prophylactic measures that will prevent hiring and even encourage firing. Wrong time for this issue right now.
Connie, prophylactic measures? I'm not even sure what that means.
I don't know. You know, I just think there's so much uncertainty out there, and this is something else. If healthcare didn't stop you, then you've got something else on the table. It's the wrong time. Maybe sometime in the future we could talk about it, but it's the wrong time. We don't need any more of this change. We need a little bit more calm, and let's see where we are. I mean, big mistake. Ugh, terrible idea.
Calm and quiet, is that what you're looking for?
Yes, but it's emblematic of what's happening. More government in business. And as the daughter of a small business owner, I know how much, if the government's telling you what to do, it can really affect your business. But look, even when the economy gets better, this could be something, sick days, that employers could offer to their employees as a bonus or something. So, yeah, I think it's ridiculous they're trying to jam this down.
It
is really bizarre. You summed it up perfectly.
Strange. Okay, Wall Street Journal reporting on a new study. Get this, finding employers reward skinny women with higher pay than average weight women. On the other hand, very thin men tend to get paid less than male workers of average weight. Connie, this story just makes me angry, I have to say. You know, like, why should skinny women get paid more? I don't understand.
Well, you know, I'm a skinny woman, so, you know, don't pick on me. Look, I think that everybody has different things. I mean, I don't think it's fair that somebody is born and they have a super high IQ. They don't have to study. They get straight A's. They go to fabulous universities. They get huge jobs and that pay these huge amounts of money. And it's wonderful. They're blessed. So I think that maybe you're not skinny, okay, and maybe some thin people have an advantage. Maybe they're healthier and they're favored in some lines of work. But if you're really smart, then you're going to have other opportunities. So it's make the most of what you got.
Well, I agree with that. Andrea, did you skip lunch today after reading this story?
Yeah, you said this makes you angry. I'm angry because I'm so hungry. I read the story and I haven't eaten all day long, although tell this to Oprah. I think that she would definitely disagree. The funny thing about this survey, Gerri, was that heavy men, chubby men, actually get paid more than skinny men. And I hate to say it, I think it's actually true. Now, not morbidly obese, but it just shows, again, that women, we just have it harder than men do.
I know. Drew, what is this true about men? Do chubby men get more money?
Well, you know, listen, I was going to go run 7 miles tonight. Now I'm not, because apparently between not getting any future business because I said prophylactic measures on national TV and now I'm thin, I'm just totally in a bad situation right here. But look, this is just another example of prejudice. We see prejudice in the workplace. We try to ignore it, but we see whether it's the color of your skin, whether it's religion, and now whether it's your weight. There is prejudice in the workplace. We try to pretend it doesn't exist anymore because it's 2010, but it's there, it's alive, and we just all have to try to do something to try to put it to rest.
Subtleties. All right, you got to hear this story. Authorities say 2 uniformed Philadelphia police officers robbed an undercover cop of 20 pounds of marijuana and $3,000 in cash. This is the latest in an embarrassing series of in-house arrests for Philly's police department. Drew, is this the way the world should work?
Well, you know, I take this a step further because this is what I do for a living and this is my passion. And I'll tell you something, I see these arrests and on the surface they're just horrible. But I take it further and I say now we have to look at every single case these officers have worked on and re-examine those cases, including convictions, because are there people that are in jail that shouldn't be in the jail because of the selfishness and the heinous behavior of these officers? It goes far beyond their arrest, and I promise you, public integrity units are looking at that right now from the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Andrea?
Totally agree. That's a great point. And not just Philly, but other cities. And you look at the other members on their force, the other guys on their squad. How you know, my hometown of Philly, I can't say this makes me proud, I got to say.
All right. Well, thanks, Drew, Connie, and Andrea. Appreciate your help today. When we come back, a new report.